Step your game up.
I see all of it though. I see it. You know
Exactly.
I see all the brainwashing and I use social media to pick and see all the people that's brainwashed. We got people, yeah, they got good jobs. They might be smart. But a lot of them still brainwashed also. That they falling in these politics like it's gonna help us. They always talk about the middle class and rich class. They forget that if there's a middle, it means that it's something below that, and that means what happened to that below class, that poor class. They talk about the middle and rich. Who you think's in the poor class? It's not just the homeless, like what about that ones, what about the felons that's trying to get a regular job so they can support their family, so they won't have to think about have to go back and doing something else and risk their life to get back in. It's like what they call it, a 22. What they call it? What's this shit called?
I forgot. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But it's just so much stuff that they trying to do to us, man. But yeah, I see through all of that, man.
Yo, if you could say, because I know you pressed for time, but if you could say, like, because you have a lot of knowledge, like, and I know you can't, like, you read a lot of books and stuff, but for the guy that's, one thing I know they're gonna learn, a lot of people gonna see is like, a lot about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
If you could just throw out maybe some of the most important maybe books or people to look up, just a few. You don't gotta go crazy, but just for some general, you know what I mean?
I would say look up Marcus Garvey, I would say, look up Father Divine. People don't know who Father Divine
I don't.
is.
That's what
You gotta look him up. He was different. He was a black man, he was a pastor type dude. He was one of the first dudes, black man, to be wealthy. He had a following of black and white people. He thought he was God, which ain't nothing wrong, that's what he thought. But he had followers, black and white. He was the first one to move into a nice big house in Long Island. He had places where he used to feed people like every Sunday, and had businesses all over the United States. He had a little plane and he was flying over Harlem back in the day. This was in the 20s, before the 1920s. Yeah, he lived over the river from, and he did it on purpose. He bought a house over the river from the president of the United States, a black man. Black man, I'm dead serious. You gotta look this up, man. I'm telling you, he was doing so much stuff. I forgot what movie it was. I think it was Original Gangsters or Harlem Gang, where they had all those black gangsters and stuff like that. Yeah. In one scene, you would see where there's people in the streets running around like Father Divine, Father Divine. He was like the king of Harlem.
Wow.
He grew up down south, I believe Maryland. He went down he had for real, the stuff he was doing. They say he was healing people and all types of crazy stuff. But he was like look up Father Divine.
To have the craziest thing you told me, like, to be the 1920s and have white followers as a black man.
Yeah, white followers.
I thought that was impossible.
White followers, man. Like, it was crazy. He had a house, people was coming in, living with him. He had people all over the place, man. Like, they didn't know where he was getting money from. The feds was like investigating him, sending in undercovers to figure out what was going on.
Wow.
Yeah, he got arrested one time. He supposedly put like a curse on the judge. The judge had a heart attack and died.
And they arrested him for it?
No, he was already arrested. Like, he was like, he would get arrested and they would put high bonds on him. Like, money back then, like $500 was a lot.
Yeah.
His wife, Mother Divine, his first wife and stuff, she would come to the thing and just pull out of her pocket a whole bunch of money. They were like, yo, where the hell this dude getting this money from? He didn't have no job or nothing like that,
Wow.
And they say he never asked for no offerings or nothing. Like, look him up. Father Divine, man. I'm telling you, man. I always be wondering, I swear I'd be wishing I could talk to like Spike Lee and stuff, because he needs to have
that movie.
He needs to have a movie, but they don't want people to know about this guy.
They
don't want them to know about him. Who else? There's so many people they could look up. Like, look up Queen Nzinga.
Okay.
She was an African queen. Nzinga. She was an African warrior queen that was fighting off the Europeans and stuff like that. She used to disappear like she'll fight, like just like Bob Marley had a song, "He who fights and run away live to fight another day."
Mm-hmm.
She used to come, fight, disappear. They think she dead or something. Come back, fight. You know, like, but she was like a real warrior queen. You know,
Wow.
And she you know, it's a lot of stuff, man. People, it's a lot of our history that we could have.
And we could definitely do like, we'll definitely be linking up again and again. We'll really get deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. You know what I mean? Just give out your links too, man, because I know you know what I mean.
All right, you can find me on Instagram at FaddaLP FADDA_LP. That's also my Snap, so you can check me on that. My Facebook, which I'm suspended for 30 days, but you can still send friend requests. Is John LP Thompson Jr. You know, my Periscope is the same thing, FADDA_LP. That's basically what I got. It's other stuff going on. My brother's gonna have his grade 8 for kids on the 27th of August, right?
Okay.
So
okay.
if y'all do that, like as always, you could link up with him or link up with me. You know, we looking for donations and stuff. It's for the kids. You know, going back to school. You know, last year's was real big.
It was huge.
It was huge. You could.
Huge.
He got a song on his Go to Hits from Grits. He got a song where you could see in the video. You could see the some of the stuff that happened there, but it was real big. I wasn't able to go last year because I was in the halfway house, but now that I'm out the halfway house, I'll definitely be at this one. But yeah, we try to do stuff for the community and stuff like that, you know. So definitely look into that, you know. We just trying to figure out. I don't know what I've been always thinking of ways and stuff, but I'm trying to figure out ways to get I don't know, just to like curve all this black man going to prison and stuff. Like probably for my age and probably a little younger, it's probably too late. But if you could get the people from like middle school, you know, high school and stuff like that, to get them before they fuck up, you know.
Exactly.
You know? I had both parents, but they was always working, so I had enough time to run around and fuck up and stuff like that. And I even though I had basketball coaches, but they wasn't there to the point where they didn't live the same lifestyle, so I didn't have nobody from my neighborhood saying, "Yo, LP, man, you better do this, you better do that." You know, like I ain't had that, so I was just doing whatever I wanted. So
exactly,
if you can have people, figure out some way, man, because like I said, it's not even, and it's definitely more that I need to hit the females up, the young ones, because. Like I said, the females is the ones who will know the men onto what they're gonna be. Like I said,
exactly.
Whatever the female like, that's what the man's gonna like. So if the female likes all these street dudes and doing all that crime stuff, it's gonna continue to be street dudes, because dudes do all of that shit not just for money. They probably, cause the only reason they need money and stuff like that is because. That attracts women and stuff like that. Besides, you gotta eat and all that stuff like that. But
exactly,
if it was just about that, people wouldn't be doing that. But they know that's men naturally wants to attract women. So if we could get the women to change their views on what a man supposed to be and stuff like that, then everything else will go hand in hand. So I want to figure out a way to do something. I'll probably do it with my homegirl Jen. You can look her up on Instagram. She Inspires. That's my baby right there.
We could even get her on the podcast. Like
I definitely hit her. She's shyer than me, but that's my baby. Like she be trying to do stuff with the kids, but we definitely got to do something for the girls, And even though she's a girl, she could speak to them, but I feel like they need like a guy like me that's gonna tell them the truth and stuff, because a girl don't really know what a man thinks. So, I be trying to open up some of these girls' minds. I told you, mostly it's all girls that, like, majority that follow me and stuff like that. So.